Doing good. Football team looks like they got a squad. We were talking about the guys that were missing yesterday, but all in all, another preseason poll comes out and pegs LSU in a top 10 role. I think ESPN had him at 7. What do you make here of early fall camp of the purple and gold on the field?
Yeah, I'm sticking to Coach O's theme of block out the noise and you don't try to worry about that stuff. But what I see, I like out there. Kids are working hard. Coaches are working hard to prepare the kids and teach and coach them up. And yeah, there's some guys missing because of nicks and bruises. But overall, I'm very pleased with what I see.
You've seen facilities expand. You've seen facilities at campuses around the country. The complex that you guys unveiled a week and a half ago for the football department. How do you see it functioning now that those guys are using it every day?
Oh, it's fabulous. The kids, the student athletes, really are enjoying the nutrition center and are making great use of it. And the it's just we've got to knock the kids out of there at night if they want to sleep overnight, and we're not equipped to do that. So we say, get back to your dorm room, guys. So we'd love to have you here, but this is not what it's suited for. But what it is suited for is really good use of time, and after they go through their walkthroughs and have lunch, they get to really rest in those pods that we have in the locker room, and that's a good thing. Catch a cat nap or lie down, and then obviously get ready for the Louisiana heat and practice at the facility.
Yeah, look, it's like we said when y'all revealed it. It's a very pragmatic design that is already paying dividends. Talking to LSU AD Scott Woodward here on Off the Bench, 104.500 with 94.7 ESPN. And Scott, you've been on the job for around like 4 to 5 months now. I'm sure you had an idea of what to expect when coming in. You've been doing this for a long time. Has anything surprised you this first few months in the job? Like, what's kind of jumped out to you, maybe been different than you were expecting?
T-Bob, it's just one of those things where we thought that that everything was fine and would be fine. So it was pleasant surprises. LSU's an incredible institution with an incredible football program and athletic program, and just the typical bumps and bruises that you want to do coming in and figure out and get going. But it's gone fairly smoothly, and I'm very pleased with what I see.
Yeah, and one of the items that made the news recently was a decision to end the transfer fund policy that was put in place by a prior administration, talking about the athletic department committing a certain amount of funds to the academic side of things. I guess, what was the thought process behind the ending of that policy, especially because the timing of which caused some waves?
Yeah, the most important thing to get straight is we'll always support the academic side of our institution. We're part of this great place, and we're not talking about a cold turkey cutoff. That was not what was said, and unfortunately, that was what was reported. But the most important thing is that we're going to go forward and invest in the university where we can help on one-time things. And I just made the point that putting athletic money and recurring fund money in the university is just not good. And we want to continue to support, like I said, but we'll do it in a strategic way that benefits the university as well as our student athletes.
Scott, you take over at a time when I think a lot of people around the country are facing some kind of unique problems, right? About like game day experience. How do you get people into the stands? How do you keep up with facilities? All these different problems. Do you have a priority list? Is there one thing above else that you're trying to get accomplished here?
I don't think so. I think it's kind of a basket of everything, and that we have to look at everything that we do and how we do it and try to improve it. Some things that are going to be hard to do that we have to do incrementally, and other things that we can do that we can help change, whether it be parking or whether it be traffic or whether it be concessions or whether it be what music we play and how we do it. Yeah. The great things that we do and how we do it are important, but also knowing that we have a new generation of fans and they consume the product differently. and we always have to be cognizant of that and figure out what we need to do going forward to not only continue to please our current fans and our loyal fans, but also make it attractive for this next generation to really enjoy Tiger football.
Yeah, and I heard you speak at a luncheon here recently and talking about that game day experience and some of the things and some of the improvements to expect this fall. What are some of the immediate decisions that Tiger fans can see when they get onto campus here with this 2019 season?
I don't think there's going to be anything obvious. Obviously, you guys know and have reported that we're going to have beer and wine sales stadium-wide, which we're pleased with, to do it right and do it for our fans and give them, an opportunity to enjoy and have a good time at the ball game properly. So that's going to be the major thing. But for the most part, it's just trying to execute what we're doing because, hey, guys, you know this better than me or as well as I do because I've been gone for 15 years. There's no better place to observe college football in the world than Tiger Stadium, so you don't want to screw that up. So there doesn't need to be radical change, but there needs to be incremental change.
LSU AD Scott Woodward joining us here, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. We were talking scheduling, and yesterday your 2020 schedule comes out for football. You got Texas in town in Baton Rouge in week 2, but then the week after that they go to Rice. Tigers go to Rice for a neutral site game. What's your philosophy on football recruiting when you're talking about neutral site versus home scheduling?
Here again, I think in the past we have done a very good job here, so I have no critique. Verge Osbury, my deputy, along with Stephanie Remp, have done a fabulous job of looking at it going forward, and Verge, obviously being in charge of it in the past, has done a very good job in collaborating with our coaching staff, Coach O now, to get the schedule that makes a lot of sense to everyone, our fans, to have the ability to win championships and balance all that going forward. And so I've been very pleased with what I've seen in the past, and hope to continue it going forward, and probably continue these good non-conference Power 5 marquee games like Texas and in the near future UCLA.
Yeah, the Texas home and home is just going to be incredible. Switching sports, Scott, it's crazy because you just reveal this incredible cutting-edge football facility, locker room, nutrition center, everything else. But the grind never stops, right? And you had Will Wade out there talking about some needs for improvement to the basketball facility. So what's the current status on that plan? Kind of what are the ideas moving forward for basketball?
Yeah, we're talking about in planning what we need to do and continue to improve our facilities and what and how we do it. And part of that is here again making sure that we do it in a prudent and proper fashion. And we're in the planning stage of that, and we're beginning fundraising for that. And as you guys know, that I have to continue to repeat, is that there will be no tax dollars or student fees used for it. We'll raise it all properly from private donations and go forth there. But it's a long-term project that we're looking at doing and continue to improve what and how we do things here.
Talking to LSU AD Scott Woodward here on Off the Bench. And look, man, I feel like we've asked you a lot of these are very pertinent, very serious questions. But what about football season, man? You're a Baton Rouge kid back here in charge of the athletics department at LSU. Football season's around the corner. What are you excited for?
Oh, man, it's like asking a 6-year-old what he's excited for Christmas. You're almost speechless. You're just excited about everything. It's consuming that air and smelling that air at tailgate time. It's all the noises and sounds and all that stuff. But I have to remember that this is a job for me. This is no longer entertainment. But I can assure you, I'm going to take it in with a lot of satisfaction and gusto. Yeah,
I was in Phil's Oyster Bar earlier this week. Saw your brother and your dad, and immediately thought and was talking to them about how cool it is that you're just right down the street working, and now that you're in town with them. I know it's got to be cool to be working around friends and family again.
Yeah, it really is. And seeing everyone that loves this great university and this great program it's rewarding and it's warm. And I couldn't be more pleased. And here again, guys, me and how I like to do things. I just, here again, tamp it down. It's all about our student athletes and our coaches and our staff that service our student athletes, and it's not about me. And I just, it makes me uncomfortable, but hey, I'm humbled by it, and it does put a smile on my face. And as I told you guys before, a big smile on my mom's face.
Yeah. Great seeing you yesterday. Thank you for the time this morning, Scott.
Thank you guys as always. And, hey, go Tigers, and appreciate what you do.